why it might be important legally is if Trump actually was pulling the strings, and that could be proven to get basically telling his personal lawyer commit campaign finance documents because violations. Obviously, he didn't put down on his forms that you have to file of your expenditures, donations, all that stuff when you're running for any office. He obviously didn't put down, oh yeah, this porn star got this Playboy model got this. That could put him in legal jeopardy. Let me read this to you from the normally terrible Vox. Giuliani's, talking about Rudy Giuliani, Giuliani's comments appear to be part of a strategy to help Michael Cohen, who is under investigation for campaign finance violations relating to the Stormy Daniels payout. Giuliani's statements opened Trump to new liability for campaign finance violations and potentially for submitting a false financial disclosure form. Giuliani and Trump are betting that the public won't care and Congress won't impeach for these potential violations, while Cohen remains in the fold. All of this begs the question, what does Michael Cohen know? He must know something important to warrant this kind of exposure from Giuliani and Trump. So this, by the way, was written obviously before Michael Cohen pleaded guilty to 2 counts of campaign finance violations, tax evasion, tax fraud. But there is, as far as the public not caring, I don't think the public that matters, which is the Republican base, will give a damn, to tell you the truth, about Donald Trump. They don't look at it as campaign finance violations. They don't care. They look at it as, all right, whatever. He did what he had to do. You know, the economy's huge. The economy's big. I got like $2 in tax savings. I'm a Trump supporter. Sorry, that's how they view things. So the key here is, the key to me from a legal point of view is Congress and impeachment. That is the key. So the key here is Congress and impeachment. Would a Republican Congress, John says it's called an in-kind contribution, would a Republican Congress impeach President Donald Trump for pulling the strings of Michael Cohen committing campaign finance violations in candidate Trump's name? Would the Republican Congress impeach Donald Trump or put forward impeachment proceedings over campaign finance violations? And I think you know the answer to that. Hell no. Which makes the Republican Party, if you really want to look at it, more hypocritical than we ever even imagined. This is the same party that said Bill Clinton getting blowjobs from an intern deserved impeachment. I think Bill Clinton signing NAFTA deserved impeachment. I think Bill Clinton signing welfare reform deserved impeachment. I think Bill Clinton signing the crime bill deserved impeachment. I think Bill Clinton deregulating the entire media industry deserved impeachment. I think Bill Clinton allowing derivatives to be unregulated deserves impeachment. Monica Lewinsky perjuring himself definitely deserved some penalty, criminal penalty. He perjured himself. Thank you, Manna talk. I think Bill Clinton allowing Glass-Steagall to be revealed deserved impeachment. But the intern and the thing, he deserved to be criticized widely via the public. I think he should have faced potential criminal prosecution for perjuring himself. But of course, the rich and powerful normally don't. So the Republican Party, I mean, I call out the Democratic Party, but a Republican Congress that will not go after Donald Trump for signing and basically urging his lawyer to basically pay off a porn star and a Playboy model not to go forward that they had an affair. Oh no, that's okay. Well, that's his personal business. That makes them the biggest hypocrites on the entire planet. But politically speaking, you think the Republican Party, before the 2018 midterms, which currently all the polls are saying the Republicans could lose the House, Senate, pretty narrow, you think the Republican Party is going to risk pissing off Donald Trump's base? Hell no. plain glass windows, 1996 Telecommunication Act. That's what I was referencing, by the way, when Bill Clinton deregulated the media industry. You think the Republican Party's gonna risk their base for moral courage? Hell no! Hell no! As John Boehner once famously said, hell no! And again, this is a super chat. If you like what you hear, if you like the reporting, help me get back in the field. You can leave. Zachary, thanks for the $5. Yesterday was 20 years since Clinton bombed the only aspirin factory in Sudan to distract from Lewinsky trial. That's impeachment worthy. Honestly, Zachary, the audience informs me of things every day because I didn't know about that. Thank you, Zachary. We're going to look that up later, this aspirin factory. Yeah. I want to know more about that. So, bottom line is, the Republican Congress ain't impeaching Donald Trump. The Republican Party is not even going to bring up proceedings to impeach Donald Trump. The Republican Party are a bunch of bank-loving, soul-sucking, fake Christians, and they don't care about, they care about moral righteousness when it matches the political wins. Frankly, so does the Democratic Party. But as far as like the culture wars, the Republican Party, you can't buy €5. Thank you, Lance. You can't buy them because they're a bunch of hypocrites. They don't care that Bill Clinton got some BJs in the White House, and they certainly don't care that Donald Trump, of all people. You think Melania Trump doesn't know his husband, what he's doing in that White House? That's why they sleep in a different room. Come on. Besides the fact that she married for money and doesn't love him, but that's a whole nother story. She told me. So, bottom line, Republican Party's not going to do anything about this. Question is, which we need to know more about, again, the key here is Michael Cohen's case, which he just pleaded to 8 counts, tax evasion, tax fraud, campaign finance violations, is not part of the Mueller probe. But is Michael Cohen cooperating with the Southern District on anything having to do with the Mueller probe? Because I have said this all along, including when I was at the Young Turks. I do not believe there is significant evidence. I think there's evidence that the media is trying to paint as Russian collusion. I don't think there's significant evidence of Russian collusion. I don't think Trump or his campaign was even smart enough to do that. I do think there will be evidence and there will be findings that Donald Trump, as a candidate and as a businessman, laundered hundreds of millions, maybe even billions of dollars, including from Russian oligarchs. So Michael Cohen, his fixer, his consigliere, would be in a great position to know if Donald Trump, as a businessman or during his time as a candidate, laundered money. Money laundering is a crime. Collusion? More a Rachel Maddow ratings ploy. It's about the money, Lebowski. It's not about Russian bots and Julian Assange and any of that stuff. Did Donald Trump launder money? If you have looked into Donald Trump as a businessman, if you have looked into his relations with Russian oligarchs as a businessman, if you have looked into his real estate dealings, yes, he did launder money. 110%. Hell, Michael Cohen created shell companies to launder money to porn stars. Right there is money laundering. That's money laundering. When you're creating corporate entities to launder money where the government won't know about it, that is money laundering. So can Donald Trump be prosecuted for that? Forget impeachment. Forget impeachment from Congress. Can Donald Trump be prosecuted for money laundering? The answer would be yes. Yes. So the media, because let me explain how the mainstream media, corporate media works. That's why I'm launching Status Coup. And that's why you need to become a Patreon. Patreon.com/Jordan Sheridan Reports. Let me explain how the media works. Money laundering, not sexy. Not sexy. Creating Cold War 2.0, well, that's a ratings winner. What do you think, Jen? Creating a reenactment of Rocky IV against the boogeyman Russia, that's a ratings winner. Go ask Rachel Maddow. So that's why they have pressed on the Russian collusion angle. But the real key is, if there was Russian collusion, I'm pretty sure Robert Mueller would have released or started charging people of that. He's charged a bunch of Russians who were part of bots and Facebook groups and all this nonsense. The bottom line is, if Michael Cohen is cooperating with the Southern District, and my thought would be indirectly the Mueller probe, we'll find out if he cooperated with the Mueller probe directly later on. What did he give the Mueller probe? Not only what did he say, but does he have documentation to prove that for Donald Trump, he helped launder probably tens of millions, if not hundreds of millions. And by the way, Michael Cohen, what was just being reported on TV, you're looking at 4 to 5 years in prison. A judge could always decide more. But if he's only getting 4 to 5 years in prison for tax fraud, for tax evasion, and 2 counts of campaign finance violations, I ain't no lawyer, but that is a lot more than 4 to 5 years in a federal prison. If he's only going to get 4 to 5 years in a federal prison for that kind of crime, which I'd probably be in jail for 40 years, you better believe he gave them something on Donald J. Trump.